Hi guys, this is Robert from the podcast. I just wanted to let you guys know that this episode gets a bit raunchy. So if you're around kids or that's not your deal, please don't watch it. All right, let's jump into it. Pinche pendeja.
¿Pendeja?
What?
Hola, bienvenidos amigos, estamos aquí otra vez con ustedes en You've Been Served. Mi nombre es Cristian, estamos aquí con Jorge, Roberto y David.
All right, Ty,
Estamos
take
aquí
it
a
away.
15 minutos de la frontera en San Diego. Go Ty, take it.
Damn. Wow, okay. That was way better than I planned on doing this. Well, hello again. All right, these are your favorite people. I'm Ty. I'm Batman.
I'm Chris.
I'm George.
And we are You've Been Served.
Nice.
All right, the question that we're asking ourselves right now, not to you guys, just to ourselves, is what are we serving exactly? Because
This dick.
whoa.
I mean, that could probably tie into what I got to ask.
You go ahead. Take it from there. Take it from there.
Well,
Go ahead.
I don't know what more there is to say. I'm serving it. Are you taking it? Are you receiving?
are you going to
Ty?
take it, Ty? Are you going to take that?
Are you going to receive?
I mean, I probably should.
I've served it to you.
And I appreciate the offer.
He's
Uh-huh.
serving
Alright,
it to
but
you
I
nice.
I don't think that it's right for me to take that because you have a person who you should only be serving to.
Guys, I'm sorry for all you listening. I'm sorry. I gave Ty too much tequila and I gave Robert too much whiskey.
You gave me one shot.
It's gonna be
That's
I know.
too
Like I
much.
said,
That's
too
too
much. Like I said, too much.
Nah,
and you
we
have
went to the
Modelo in
gym.
your other hands.
We went to the gym.
Oh, that was
too much.
That was a $450 bill.
that I didn't put not $1 towards.
Neither did I.
Hey. Ooh, that was a terrible high.
You know,
five.
I'm not hating because I understand the situation, but the way you said that made it sound like you're proud of being cheap.
I am.
Put it like this.
Don't get it wrong.
Put it like this. I didn't pay anything, and I got some ass after.
Well,
Hey.
I'm glad I understood properly now.
I'm proud too.
It worked.
Your
It worked.
interpretation
You
is
got,
amazing.
you got dinner and a show.
Hell yeah.
Alright. So yes, I'm not ashamed at all of being cheap. All right.
Yeah.
I go down the route that's going to save me the most money. And I think about it all the time. Like if I was famous and money wasn't a problem, would I make famous people decisions? You know, like rappers buying these multi-billion-dollar houses, having 17 cars that are just expensive on top of expensive, buying the latest jewelry, the latest clothes. Like, would I do that? No. I would not.
Mm.
Why? I don't consider myself a flashy person. I'm comfortable in what I have on right now.
Same.
On his Timbs.
On my
On his
Timbs.
Timbs.
Now, I would go out for some Timbs.
See,
really-
yeah, I know. I was
Alright,
pointing out
there are-
something you generally say
there are
to
some
disprove
things-
your fucking point.
Thank
But
you,
go ahead.
Dude,
But-
I would get some Timbs and one of those big ass coats.
The trench coats?
Yeah, and just a fucking beanie. Rock that bitch.
I feel like you'd be naked under your trench coat.
No, I wouldn't.
Just because.
He's that kind of guy.
He's all, no, I wouldn't. I have socks on.
But I probably wouldn't.
Where
have
are
a
the
shirt
socks?
on, but
Well,
I would have some blue jeans.
Some blue jeans.
Yeah,
All right.
some 501s. Yeah, to go with the
I can
Timbs.
see that. I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, I mean, there's ultimately, I feel like with the more money that comes into my life, it's only going to help me to live more comfortable.
It's the type of better titties you get too. Let me tell you something, man.
Oh,
And I want to ask you something too.
Go. Me specifically?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, shit.
You ever had sweaty titties? Like, have you ever popped a titty in your mouth? And it tastes like armpit.
Don't say it like it's a fucking vitamin. You gonna pop the titty in your mouth? What? Yeah, I have it in my back pocket. I took it right before work.
Yeah, just like an ibuprofen, you know? Just wash it down.
My head was hurting. I was feeling tired. My back was aching. You know.
Like,
Titty real quick.
So I grabbed that sweaty thing, you know? Cocked it back.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's like,
Oh my
it's like you
Answer your question.
You see it, you unwrap it, it looks good. You try it, and it tastes like armpit.
Now it's a box of chocolates. What the fuck? Unwrapping it?
It had me feeling
It's
like
a
fucking
gift.
Forrest Gump, and I was upset.
Oh shit.
You really never know what you're gonna get inside.
All right.
Damn.
Before we get Ty's answer, it seems like you have a little background story behind this. Would
Yeah.
you like to share?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to give any names. Don't give no names.
So
That made me cry.
sometimes the game will do you wrong, you know.
The gang will do you
No,
wrong.
not the gang.
What
the
are you
game.
doing with the gang?
The game.
the game.
Oh,
You talk some good game, you get some free shit, and it just fucking works out.
must be nice.
Wrong.
Oh.
Wrong, man.
It works out.
This is coming from a cheapo.
Like,
Continue.
it's free, it's great, it's consensual, but it's sweaty, and the taste is all you're thinking about the whole damn time. It's like it kind of doesn't even want to make it makes you not want to keep going, but you have to keep going because you have to show a face. She's interested. She wants to know what she got herself into, so you have to give her the show. When really you already got unmotivated the moment you tasted it.
Okay.
That was something else.
Does anybody feel like this is maybe more applicable to other areas of the body?
Yeah.
Like
I
I
had
feel
a
like
sweaty neck.
no.
Listen,
But, I
this
mean-
is Chris's question of the day.
Yes, it's
I don't understand why he got there or how he got there.
Okay.
All I know is that he got there.
Yeah.
All right,
This is
I guess to
No,
build
you're
off
right,
of
you're
that
right,
question,
you're
just to ask the listeners, female listeners actually,
Is your titty sweaty?
is your titty sweaty? And when you take that bra off,
And why?
why? Like, why does
Why
it
is
sweat
it
so
sweaty?
much there?
All right,
I'm just curious.
Hold on. Ty, since he asked you the question first, what's your answer?
Why did it have to be me?
Would you, and what was your feeling about it? I don't know.
I mean,
You're like, I don't even know how to phrase what he said.
I mean, I no, I have not had a sweaty titty. I don't recall ever having a sweaty titty. Like I said, I had a sweaty neck before. You know, just trying to be cute during foreplay, kissing on the neck, got a tongue full of sweat.
Ooh, shit.
Just-
That tastes like a fucking saltine.
It was hella salty. Shit, I thought my blood pressure
Like a
was
rolled
super
gold?
rise.
Like a rolled gold pretzel?
That shit
Yeah.
was- shit
Damn.
was unattractive.
Woo.
You think you hitting the bitch sweet spot by licking her neck.
That's a big
Instead,
salt
what
crystal.
you did, you just raised your blood pressure by the age of 50. It's bad enough. I'm black, all right?
Exactly what I was thinking.
Blood pressure already runs in the family, and now this bitch got a sweaty neck, a salty neck at that.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't even think about the cholesterol.
Oh,
my
no.
cholesterol fucked already. All right? Shit, too many eggs, bruh.
Sure, it's
Damn.
a full fucking meal, all right?
Shit. So, but a sweaty titty, I don't know. I don't know.
He does his best to stay away from sweaty titty.
I mean, I try my best not to stay away from titties in general, but if there's a sweaty titty, I hope that she had that together by the time I got there.
I blame the bra. I blame the bra.
I blame the bra industry and everything they stand for.
It's like they making her sweat. At this point, free the nipple.
To the
Make it happen.
motherfuckers that made sports bras, man,
Free the nipple and make it happen, man.
y'all
Robert, it's your turn.
I'm not sure I have anything to say on this subject, but I'll speak if you want.
you can speak openly.
I don't know if I can speak
if you
openly.
don't have much to answer
you have
to
to
it,
speak
that's
from
fine.
your-
No, I mean,
It's
here's the thing, right? One, like I mentioned before, I don't think this is as applicable to that area of the body
Yeah.
than other areas of the body.
Yes.
But secondarily, I mean, where are you having sex with this person? That's my question. Because I feel like the only circumstance in which this would happen is if you're at the gym, you go to the locker room, and you're like, all right, let's hook up in the girls' locker room.
Well, that's
Because in what circumstance is she going to be so sweaty that becomes an issue? Because I'm not done. I am not done, motherfucker. All right, so let's see.
Became a
So
bad
we
bitch,
have
right?
we have sweat, right? We sweat all the time. I'm running, and I taste some because it drops into my mouth. It happens,
Yeah.
right? It just tastes like salt. At what point are you meeting a woman that she has sweat so much and then let it sit so much that it has developed a taste and flavor like a wine that has sat there for years and years? When are you in that circumstance that this is a problem for you? Because for me, and it seems like for Ty, this is not something that we've ever, encountered. The women that we go with are generally clean and fresh enough that this is a non-issue, right?
Woo, damn. All right.
So you enlighten me, Chris. What's going on in your life?
Here's the thing. I had just picked her up from her place.
What's she doing at home?
I don't know. I was trying to.
Oh, so this is a specific person.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like I picked her up from her place. She was at no gym. She was saying she was just in bed. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Maybe she did. Maybe she did a home workout, but obviously she didn't.
Maybe
Yeah.
she was in bed with a comforter.
What
Maybe
does that mean?
Okay, hold on. Before we start, continue. We can't get too much on topic. Continue.
First off,
finish your sentence.
It was cold outside.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
There's no reason to be sweating like I don't know, man. It
Did you have the heater on in your car?
hell no. I drive with the windows down.
I know what's going on.
In the Camaro, the car's windows will stay down because I don't really like turning on the AC. It gets too fucking cold.
Or the heater.
Well, not even the heater now.
That's what I'm saying. Or the heater. Yeah.
If I'm gonna heat something, I'm gonna warm that ass up. I have like there's heated seats. Like I don't mind that right there because it'll make it wet and nice.
Warm the cheeks.
But
Wet and nice. God. Fucking.
but yeah, you gotta warm them cheeks. But a sweaty titty, man. Like
a fermented titty.
Just one, not even
like
just one of them.
Just singular.
Actually, you know, which is funny because it only just was one.
Oh,
so the other one was okay.
The other
you
one was
tasted one, you tasted the song, and you're like, let me go test this out on the other side.
Well, she laid
Make
on her
sure it's
side
okay.
and all the sweat just went to one side. Like, what was going on?
See, here's the thing. We had just started, and I worked my way down from the face to the to the chest, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Caught me off guard.
Robert, calm down.
Let me tell you what's going on.
All right.
I recently learned that women do these things called.
Oh yeah, the DA.
Yeah.
The DA.
Right. So what they'll do, right, is they'll time everything out. They know, okay, this guy's gonna last 3 minutes. So so they'll schedule him for like 1, right? Then give him like an hour to get out of there, but they're not satisfied. So Chris shows up at 2:30.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This
On time,
point,
on time.
she's been doing her thing for a good 3 minutes, plus the foreplay, which was like, 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So she's already built up a sweat, right? And she goes to Chris for the secondary, right?
enough.
Or maybe even a tertiary. You don't know. Could be the fourth.
You don't know when the schedule
Right?
starts.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't know.
Exactly, right? So then Chris comes in, right? And he's like, well, this feels like something was done here, right? But he doesn't know what.
Yeah.
The secret thing is, it was the guy before. She got all sweaty for him. Then it dried out. Then you have Chris come in.
Sweat started up like that.
That's what
It
happened.
was already there.
That makes sense.
That makes
makes
perfect
sense.
Mm-hmm.
See, funny thing is, after this girl, there was another girl waiting. So this was a PA appointment.
See what I mean about fucking showing off? You see what I mean? Like, I said this in the last podcast. He doesn't need it. He doesn't. Listen,
He just has to add more to it.
why do we invite him to this podcast? I don't understand.
We named it after him.
I had to build off of what he was saying with the DAs. I went with the PAs. I had to introduce it as well.
All right.
I mean,
It's Chris's question of the day.
George, we didn't get your answer though.
My answer? I mean,
these are my
normally I
confessions.
would think, you're both going, you get hot and sweaty.
Before you even
sweat
start?
gets, starts from the top, ends its way down. So I would assume at one point or another, everyone's technically had one. Depending on how long you last, of course.
Actually, yeah. That makes
You know?
Well, yeah, no, I get you, but see what you're talking about is like
after you
just
started.
regular
Yeah,
sweat.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
he seems to be talking about is something that's fermented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right off
that
the
is
bat.
that is sat there long enough
Yeah.
that it has become a problem.
I get what you mean.
Right?
Damn.
Before anything's really gotten started, it's the first thing you taste. I get what the question is.
You can taste
Yeah.
all the sodium on the
I
top.
don't,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I have. It's not something that pops in my memory. I think if something like that would have happened, I would remember. But no, I don't. No.
Yeah, and I enjoy sucking on the titty, so I would have
Especially when they're on top, right? You want to pop one in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Titty in the mouth, that's an accomplishment.
Fuck yeah.
Man, I agree with you there.
Yeah. See, you try and get it.
I don't even know how to. I don't know how to deal with this.
So I know we called this Chris's question of the day, but I really want to revoke this vote now. Because I know it's just going to get even more outrageous from
I
here on
mean,
out.
this is just one.
I know.
I've got multiple other ones, and they're not even related to sex. So I mean, we could just keep this shit going.
Save those
Not
for
related
another
to
time.
sex?
And it's
Yeah.
Chris? What?
Bullshit.
I don't believe that.
I feel like as
bullshit.
long as you remember these questions, these can actually be good potential conversations for later podcasts. And we can they can each have their own segment. Quish's question.
Quiz's question. I like that.
Quiz's question of the
Quiz's
day,
question.
and it has nothing to do with sex. Go, Quiz. What's your question?
And you said you don't do accents.
No, thank you. No, this was actually really good. I'm not gonna lie, it was funny, and I think it's gonna get even more outrageous. And because of that, I do want to leave it for him, and we're gonna leave it.
There you go.
I like that. I like that little section. That was nice.
Yeah.
I expected that to be terrible, but it was pretty good.
It wasn't as bad. It's a nice little starter. I have a feeling from here on out, it might get worse.
Oh no, it's definitely it's Chris.
Mike, who knows?
Of course, it's gonna get worse.
Now I'm like, should
All right,
It's just
guys.
gonna start off like 2020. It starts off pretty bad. It just gets fucking worse from there on out.
Yep. Next question. Rim jobs. No.
Oh no.
That's for the next episode.
Nope. And no.
Moving on. Moving on. No, Chris, you get one question.
No, that's fine. I'm
Okay.
moving on.
All right.
Rim jobs have been canceled by the government.
That's okay.
Everything got canceled by the government.
You fucking
Well,
right.
fucking lockdown. Only essential workers are allowed to work right now.
That is true. Like
You know, me and you, Starbucks and Sherwin-Williams.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
First
yeah.
off, fuck you. I don't want to watch you on TV. I want to watch the Lakers play.
You don't watch us on TV.
Disrespectful bitch.
What?
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah. That came out of nowhere.
You want to see me on TV as I get peen for people and I pass it
Sports
out?
teams are essential to me.
I just would
Well,
like
that
to
wasn't
say
getting said.
that I
I'll
like
fuck
the
with you.
metamorphosis from Ty to Chris. That we always ganged up on Ty, and now Chris is the whack one.
I told
and
you.
that makes me so happy.
2020. Just all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, all
The
kinds.
rest of it making it worse. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna get in my serious lawyer mode. Let's
No.
do this.
No.
Oh shit.
So
We haven't
essential
even
workers.
introduced the topic yet. Yeah.
Essential workers. I think we got there.
Yeah.
Is the new topic for this one. I know it's a bit of a change up, but I think we should hit it. As you guys heard, me and Ty are both essential workers. Although I get Ty a little bit more coffee, food, you deal with more customers. Me, I sell paint. There's part of it where I see it's essential, as far as contractors and whatnot. I don't see it for homeowners. Whatever. I'm sure there's more legal aspects to it. I don't know.
You sell like paint for walls and stuff, right? Like,
So it's
play
essential
around
for
paint,
homeowners.
like, for painters.
There's painters that come and they get samples from us. Okay. Because we have a variety of different colors and whatnot.
Oh, so you
And
sell
there's
both.
there's painters that actually do like murals on different buildings.
Ah.
So I see some aspect to it. I see some reasoning, just not a lot of it. But I get it. If you're essential, if you're considered essential, you got to go to work. I am grateful that I have work while everything's going on.
Yeah, that you're at least getting paid.
Yeah,
Because
at
there
least
are
get-
people that aren't.
Yeah, there are people who
Yeah.
aren't. I know I found out that there's
True.
The one thing I looked at it and I told my roommate was like, I think the biggest thing is that they just don't want us to not work and still pay us. Even though technically all this right now is grounds for not, for us not being able to go to work.
Yeah.
But I think as far as for the company wise and on a legal aspect,
Yeah.
they don't want to pay us while we're not working. So they're gonna keep the store open for as long as possible with as many, changes that we have to do to keep us working. And I get it. It's all legal. I'm grateful. It is what it is. It's just a lot of it doesn't make sense. But
All right. You might be willing to say that because you have a job.
yeah.
I'm going to say that's bullshit. Right? There is no reason you should be open. You are selling paint. You are not an essential worker. That does not make sense. I don't understand why in their circumstance they would need to stay open. There aren't that many people painting shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. Like I
he's
understand.
passionate
I'm
about
glad
this.
you're getting paid. I think you deserve
He
to
is
get
passionate
paid.
about
I
this.
don't understand why it's open. That makes no fucking sense to me.
Right. Well, first off, I'm looking at it from a legal perspective. I mean, if there's actually individuals out there who have contracts that are trying to be met by a certain time frame, then I get why he's an essential worker because general contractors, subcontractors would need paint or specific things to meet these contracts. Because the moment you can't get this, you can't complete this contract, then you have a breach. You're going to take it to the court. You're going to impact the courts. You're going to affect the whole system. Then the court's going to be flooded with a bunch of breach of contract cases.
But
that they
everything is
essentially
on breach right
cannot-
now. Everything is paused right now. Right?
Is it though?
So,
I mean, like,
Well, actually, no. There are some situations. There are some jobs, some contracts that are on pause, but there's other ones that aren't.
well, I'm speaking worldwide, right?
Worldwide.
Like, yeah, everything, like,
Yeah.
not literally like the contract says it's on pause.
Yeah.
But everything is on pause, and
lot of
people are
stuff
making
Yeah.
like commendations for that.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
accommodations for that.
So one of the things that's one of my coworkers and even one of the contractors were talking about was that, like, so for instance, about 2-3 blocks away from where our work is, there's a new hospital being built. So it's like technically yes, they could stop, but at the same time it's like, but this is for a hospital, which is supposed to help what's going on, even if it has nothing to do with the coronavirus specifically, but it helps those who need the help.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, okay, we can't really stop because this needs to go. Because once we can start going and once everything opens back up, however long it takes, they need this hospital. So I get it. Again, some aspects. But a homeowner who says, hey, I just want my house painted by next weekend. It's like, dude, you might not be alive next weekend. How about we wait, keep everyone safe? Again, it goes back and forth. Case by trial.
Paint could be helping some people. I mean, we got to think about this mentally as well.
Mentally. How else do you think about things?
I think about it physically.
We have to think about the mental aspect of it. People are at home, bored. They're not used to being home. They don't have anything to do. You go nuts. I almost went nuts last week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing school, but
Almost went nuts.
He been going on his nuts. Trust me.
Since last Thursday.
His immune system is strong right now.
It's like I've got school, but I mean that's not enough
All
to
right.
actually keep me sane.
So let me, because I feel like this is not the topic I wanted to hit.
Okay.
Because I got passionate about that, but the real point I wanted to hit is these are our essential workers that are working right now, and most of them are working for minimum wage.
Yeah.
Right, or just beyond minimum wage, which to me seems like the opposite. Everybody that's on pause, I'm not saying they shouldn't get paid, but if they're not essential, why are they getting paid so much? And these people who are essential are getting paid so little.
Yeah. I don't like that either.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think the fact that Ty is providing food for people, that I go to the store and the store is still open, and those people, they might be getting paid more now, but generally they still make 15 or less an hour.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's not how society should be. Right? Why are they getting paid for literally what we deem right now to be the most important jobs in society? They are essential. Why are they getting paid so little for it?
Yeah. What I'll add to that is that luckily Starbucks right now, we have a hazard pay. We have a $3 raise right now. So thank goodness for that. You know, if you're working at Starbucks, you have two options. You can either do catastrophe pay, which right now is extended into 2 months. You don't have to work, but you still get paid your average amount of hours, and you'll be okay. Or you can go ahead and go to work and get the extra $3 additional to your paycheck. You'll be set. But I don't really feel like I'm as essential as other jobs are. You know, I'm a want. You know, people just want Starbucks. They just want to have an extra cup of coffee with a little bit of a twist, you know, some whipped cream, macchiatos, yada, yada.
You provide the fuel.
But I'm not the only person that do that.
But you keep the other essential workers going.
I'm not the only one that does that.
Yeah, but you can get coffee outside of Starbucks.
Yeah, you can go to fucking 7-Eleven.
I agree with Ty here. I think he is a want. I'm not saying that he's not more essential than other people. In a lot of ways, I think he is. But he's not as essential as somebody who, you know, you go to the store and you have to buy toilet paper right now, even though everybody's fucking out. You know,
would you buy toilet paper though?
That's another question. There's no reason why people should freak out and went straight for the toilet paper. But
take a shower, wash that ass.
Stores, a bidet.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
Get that bidet.
Yeah,
Get
my
that
dad said that too.
Get a bidet. I mean, I ordered one on Amazon.
You ordered a bidet on Amazon?
Fuck yeah.
Amazon. There you go. Essential workers.
Little water shooter.
People who don't want to risk going out and getting their stuff. Well, there you go. You're getting a shift. So, which I think they should be getting a higher pay. Through Sherwin-Williams, we got the hazard pay as well. Although I think ours is only $2.
Okay.
Oh.
Although even then, like after taxes, so it's $1 extra. I was like, okay, that's cool. I get it. I don't know if that $1 is still gonna help if I do get it, because I do end up going like in meeting with customers, and I have to take everything out to them.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to let customers into the stores anymore. Mm-hmm. We do everything by the phone, but how are they going to get their stuff if I still have to take it out?
Right.
Some customers just say, hey, just leave it outside with the receipt, and if there's any mistakes, I'll call back. But other customers, they don't even think about it. They come straight to the door and they just want me to hand it to them. Which, okay, I get it. I'm not worried. I'm not scared of what's going on. Mm-hmm. I'm still taking my precautions and everything. It's just it's like, okay, it's again 2 parts. Hazard pay, great, but I think there's other workers out there who should be there. If freaking all the nurses and everything, all the student nurses that are having to work right now, and they don't get their student loan debts fucking like wiped clean after all this, I'm gonna call bullshit.
You know what's funny though? They're all in deferment. The bill that was passed was just to place these fucking loans on deferment.
All right.
Which
so,
just puts it back further. Or
Yeah.
So we're hitting about 25 minutes. So real quick before.
But they're not accruing interest. So.
Okay.
Before we move on, I did want to get all of your opinions. Do you think that these essential workers, even when we're not in the middle of a crisis, deserve more than they're getting? Because I think they do. What do you think?
I would say to the extent, like, I don't think I should get the extra pay. But I do believe the other essential workers, as far as, like, let's say, police officers, nurses and whatnot, those kind of essential.
Yeah.
I would say yes. If it has to do with you putting your life on the line, I would say yes. If it's somebody, I mean, again, you can break that down as far possible.
Yeah.
Selling paint, and unfortunately, no offense, but even
Not
just
offended?
selling out coffee, I would say no. I would say it's great, cool, thank you, and I think there's be some sort of recognition, but extra pay, no.
I would disagree just because I think food service is something that is essential.
Yeah.
Right? I think all food service should be paid a lot more than what they are because it's a requirement to survive. Even if I agree that, okay, maybe Starbucks specifically doesn't need to be open, if I'm applying that to food service in general, then I need to apply it to Starbucks too. But so what do you think, Ty?
I think that there are definitely other people who definitely deserve like more than I do. For example, the other day my mom called out a gas company worker to come and check our oven because we've been having some weird gas leaks with our oven. She told us right off the bat, like, hey, your oven is bad. If you keep in mind, after my mom called her, it only took her about an hour and a half to get there. And as she was giving us the rundown about the gas in the oven, and she'll call in somebody to come and fix it, she's letting us know, like, oh, yeah, I'm not getting any hazard pay, no bonuses, no anything whatsoever. And she was like, but I still have to keep my truck with me everywhere I go. I don't get bonuses. I have to be, I'm considered technically a first responder. I'm like, yeah, you only got here like an hour and a half. And she doesn't get the same respect as a normal first responder. Now, granted, she doesn't save lives, but I still do feel like her job is important.
Well, if it's a gas worker, I would argue that they do save lives.
Well, then
gas can kill people.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can break it down. You can break it down as far as possible, and I think that category would help out a lot of people. And there were a lot of different workers and jobs would fall into that category.
Right.
I feel it, but you would need to break it down. Painting, for me, I would say no. But
Chris?
Ultimately, I would just say that, if you're working right now, no, you're good. Because I only got 3 seconds and then I'm done. Ultimately, if you're working right now, I just feel like you deserve a little bit more than what you're getting. Now go ahead, my bad.
I don't know. I'm just curious to see how this is going to work out if we end up shutting down for the rest of the year. Like,
you mean until 2021?
Yeah. Because I mean,
I don't think that's
I have
gonna
bills
happen.
that I've got to pay. That I want a job, but I can't find one.
yeah.
Like, I can't go out and look for one because I don't think anybody wants to interview. Like, I get that some people are doing interviews over Zoom, but that can only go so far.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends. So I haven't told my boss this. You think this is the first time I said. So I don't know if I brought up in the podcast a little while back with Sherwin Williams. I was going for the manager's program. I sent in my application and everything, and I got the call to like do the interview and everything. But I actually ended up turning it down. And they were willing to like do the phone call and actually had me going for an interview. But I turned it down. I said, I kind of made up an excuse as far as like, just saying I have family, with everything going on, I have family situations going on, so it's going to take a lot of my time right now. It just had to do more with me knowing that going after the manager's program, I just wouldn't be happy doing it, and without going full force for what I want to do. So I do know that some jobs, essential jobs, are doing interviews. I know some of them are still doing interviews and whatnot. So you might be able to. It just depends on the work that you go after.
Starbucks is still hiring.
True. But I mean, I gotta look for something in my field.
Of course.
I'm gonna try and do something with like the state bar of California.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything with the DA is gonna work out this summer. That fucking sucks. But yeah.
Well, shit.
Eh.
A lot of stuff going on. 2020 has been very tricky, and it's just kind of refocusing people and refocusing things.
2020 is ass.
So far.
Well,
Who knows? It can get better, man.
I hope it does.
It can get better.
We only in April.
Hey
I
man, I'll
hope
tell you
it
one
do.
thing. I'll tell you one thing. A lot of festival goers and ravers are really bummed out that EDC and Coachella got knocked out, but now they're both being put in the same fucking month. So a lot of there's some people. There's a lot of people who are like, well, shit. Now I have to pick one. But there's also some other people like, I get to do both in the same month. Let's fucking go.
I hope they do Coachella in the beginning, first half,
Yeah.
and then EDC like last half.
I actually think it's backwards. I think from the dates.
Yeah, fucking Chris.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
damn it.
stupid.
You idiot.
You uncultured swine.
That's okay.
Love you, little daddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh, Lil Daddy. I guess he is the bottom.
Orale.
I don't know. I got a hat that says daddy.
It doesn't say little or big. It just says that.
It just says daddy.
Specified.
Could go either way.
So since
Yeah.
you guys are competing of who goes on the bottom, who goes on the top, and whatnot, and we're on the topic of competition, what do you guys think? Is competition between friends a good thing or a bad thing? Go.
About
You
being
go.
top or bottom or in general? Like,
Yeah.
I said it's competition between. Okay.
That's a very broad
That-
statement.
yeah.
I need somewhere.
I need more
So
context.
let's bring it back to, like, let's say when we were kids and whatnot. I'm sure everybody here played sports when they were kids.
Yeah,
Or at
yeah,
least
yeah.
some sort of competition thing.
Unfortunately.
unfortunately. It's a good thing. You should know the rules to sports.
Do you think competition between friends, good friends,
Competition?
that what is
Competition.
competition? Competition?
Oh, and I had too much whiskey, right? Yeah, okay.
Competition between friends when you guys were younger, even now. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's healthy? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it can bring out the worst in people? What do you think? Between friends, at least. What do you think?
Go ahead, Chris.
You take it away, Ty. I want to hear
No,
you
I already
first.
said.
All right, Robert, you go.
Yeah, okay. No, I mean, I think it depends. Obviously, it's contextually dependent, right? Like, I think when I go work out with you guys, I think it's great. Because what happens is you guys start doing something, and I'm like, man, I got to get to that amount of sets, or I got to do that weight, right? Otherwise, I'm a bitch, right?
True.
Like, that's it's true.
facts.
That's how you act, right? Not how you, but how people act in general.
Yeah.
That's how his bitch ass act.
What?
Call everybody a bitch if he ain't going up to your level.
I never call you a bitch. I just say I believe you can do more.
Well, in fairness,
I was gonna say, I believe you can do more, you bitch.
yeah. But no, I think so in that aspect, I think it's a good thing. But then there's other aspects, right? Like if you're competing for the same girl,
Yeah.
right?
Out.
And I think that can
Yeah.
really negatively impact a friendship. You know, if you put a girl over the friendship and then you guys compete for it. So it's dependent. I think it's a good thing within reason, right? As long as you're reasonable about where you guys compete and why you guys are competing, and not taking it too seriously, I think it's a good thing. What do you guys think?
I agree with you. It is dependent on the circumstances. Competition is healthy. It allows you to try and work to be the best, whatever you can be. So say in sports, it's fucking amazing. It makes you want to be the best player in that particular sport.
Yeah.
Like LeBron, to me at least.
LeBron and Kobe.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't a Kobe fan growing up, but yeah.
You can't say that right now.
Yeah, bitch. Everyone's
You're
a
not
Kobe fan
allowed
right
to
now.
say that.
Everyone's a Kobe fan right
look.
now.
I wasn't a Kobe fan, but I do respect the game.
Was you at least affected by his death?
It was upsetting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like,
You
damn.
felt something. I'll take that. All right, go to
You
continue.
can't
I'm like-
expect him to be, heartbroken if he
Yeah.
wasn't that close. But he
Yeah.
respects the man. Whatever.
That's what
I
matters.
respect the game. I respect the game.
You respect the person.
Yep.
All right.
And what else? in relationship context, though, when it comes to like a girl and two guys are competing, over that girl, I agree with Robert. Yes, but I also find it kind of fascinating how people are willing to change real fucking quick. It actually lets you know who's a douchebag.
That's I
Yep.
agree.
And that's why Chris is not my friend in real life, guys.
That's crazy.
I mean,
That's crazy.
Just on the podcast.
Who
and on
did you
Instagram.
snag from him?
it is contractual. I get it. This podcast is contractual, so that's why we're all here.
It is actually. I mean, we did sign something.
We did draft the contract.
But
I didn't read it, but I signed it.
That's your shit.
just like that terms and conditions.
Exactly. I didn't read it, but I signed it. I'm pretty sure I haven't broken any rules yet. But
not yet.
Terms and conditions. There were.
Oh,
shit, that's crazy.
Yeah. So in that sense, I think it's interesting what happens to those people who are competing. Mm-hmm. It allows the girl insight. Like, it gives her insight of who the fuck, in my opinion, would be better. Of course, I mean, it's people. They're most likely always going to go for, well, that guy's nice, but he's a douchebag and seems like a bad boy, so we're going to choose him.
Yeah.
It always happens.
Man, don't
it's
say
unfair.
that shit.
It's unfair. I'm sorry, guys. The nice guys, unfortunately, do finish last and come in last.
In that case, yes, I do finish last.
They come in last.
I get no fucking
Look,
play.
I'm not saying you're not a nice guy, Ty, but when you self-designate as a nice guy, it makes you seem like you're not a nice guy.
Exactly.
If that makes sense, does that make sense?
It does.
Like,
I still get no play, but I understand.
Just don't say it, and the same message will come.
Yeah, people will think you're a nice guy as long as you don't say you're nice. If you say it, then suddenly you're not a nice guy. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying it's been said to me.
Yeah.
It will prove. Your actions will speak louder than your words.
Thank
True.
you. That's all it takes. You know, I can't say people from toxic and stupid thinking. That's up to them.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's up to them. You know, I said my truth. It's up to you to believe it.
Yeah. Competition within friends is essential, I think. Even when in careers.
Yeah.
Be the best. I mean, you've been taught competition to be the very best ever since you were a kid, right? You want to catch them all? Pokemon?
You stole George's shit.
Dare you? You monster! I get one thing, and that's anime. And two things.
Yeah.
Anime and cartoons. And you took that from me, you selfish bitch.
It's okay. You gave me one thing I could reference, and Pokemon was the one that came up. So, boom, bitch.
All right.
That's payback.
All right.
I didn't give it to you.
Goddamn.
I finished your damn message.
All right. Shit. I won't lie to you. This question is very hard for me to answer, being that for a long time, I didn't respect competition. I don't like competition. You know, I'm not a fan of it. You know, in any circumstance, you know, I feel like competition only breeds pride. And pride is something that I'm not a fan of either, especially being a man and having pride is something that's already expected of you. So I don't like it. But I will say this. I will say that spending a lot of time with you guys and also bettering a lot of my friendships recently, it has taught me to respect competition in the sense, like, for example, whenever we go work out, you know, your retarded ass motivation does help in strange ways, you know, and
You're retarded ass. What a backhanded fucking compliment,
Right?
Jesus.
What you trying to say, Ty?
I'm trying to say I don't like you, but I appreciate everything you do for me.
I told you it was
Alright?
contractual.
I don't like you, but I appreciate it at the end of the day, because when me and you go to the gym, shoot, I can actually flex and be more comfortable in my body. Like, hey, shit, you know, homie got some veins right now. Look at these arms. Shit. It's not just one forearm, it's two now. So
He's switching hands. It's switching hands.
That's okay. You learn how to be ambidextrous.
Yeah,
Right.
he calls the other one the stranger.
True.
Oh, hey, stranger.
big facts.
There you
Come
go.
here often?
There you go.
I only
Fancy seeing you here.
Right, I've only been giving Rihanna a lot of respect. I gotta go to Lefty.
Say Rahonda?
Rihanna.
Rihanna?
You have a female name for your left hand?
What's your left hand, Leonda?
He weren't right. He showed us right.
Look, this is the dominant hand. So this is Rihanna. This is just Lefty right now.
Rihanna,
Rihanna.
Leonda.
All right.
And
All
then
right,
we got-
George, and then we got to close
You
because
got
we're
Bill
almost up.
outside.
Okay. So, fuck. What's the question?
Competition between
What's your
friends.
question?
Friends. It wasn't my question.
How you feel about Lil Daddy?
Oh, don't you say that. I think competition between friends, I mean, I grew up with it. I think it is healthy. but I think can also be a little toxic if you're not careful.
Indeed.
And that kind of backing off of like what Ty said as far as like pride, because there are some people that you meet and they're all about like they like competition, they're all for it, but when it pushes you, you push better because you're doing better, your friend wants to do better, and it's like it's not so much that you're going against each other, it's more of you're just trying to up one yourself, and because you're trying to up one yourself, the other person wants to do the same for themselves. So it's like you're always just competing against yourself, but because it's being shown with what you're doing, your friends and your teammates see the same. Like, well, fuck, if he's pushing it, I gotta do the same. Like, I gotta step my game up. But I do have friends, unfortunately, who get very competitive, no matter what it is. Yep. So it's like, let's say a game of beer pong. It can get fun. It can definitely get competitive, but
you don't want this work, little bitch. I'll whoop your ass.
And I'm all about
True.
Sometimes some people's game plan is to talk shit. That's their game plan.
Yeah.
That's their best game plan to get their opponents out of their game. I'm all for it. Hey, fuck, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start letting it get the best of you, if you start letting it affect you, and you start losing your fucking shit while you're playing beer pong, it's like, dude, really, like, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah,
Why?
I feel like like when you play beer pong and then if you win and the other person gets upset. Yeah. That's kind of the shit that you're talking about, right?
It's like no win to get upset. Like there's times I get it as far as like actual competitive sports. Mm-hmm. Basketball, football, soccer, like you're actually playing for something, you played your heart out, it didn't work out, you're just butthurt. Yeah. But at the end of the day you realize it's a sport and you just put your heart out, you didn't win. I get it. But if it's some, cards, beer pong, King's Cup, and you lose your shit over
even
like,
video games.
Even video games, like come on, like
I got a friend.
No worry, it should stop. It's like, come on, don't do that. So
homie is toxic when it comes to Siege.
And there's people like that. There's people who lose their fucking shit over. I know people who do the same thing for FIFA.
Oh yeah.
They get super competitive. It's like, come on, dude. Like we're just like, can we not have a good time? But it is what it is. So it's like, I do think competition is good. I do think kids at a young age should know the difference between competing against yourself and competing against others and whatnot, and what that breaks down to. I've been more attracted to like competing against myself. Like when I went to the gym with you guys, I wasn't so much. It's not what I said. It's not. When I was trying to do my lifts, when I was trying to like, do my sets, I wasn't trying to outdo you guys. I was trying to outdo myself. If that meant I did one extra than what you guys did, that's besides the fact. Like I'm just trying to outdo what I did the last time. If that pushes you guys, well then okay, cool. But then we're pushing each other by pushing ourselves. I'm all for it.
It works.
It works,
Yeah, no, that's a good way to approach it. Yeah. I mean, I won't lie. That was not the way I approached it. If Chris did one more than me, then I'm fucking doing one more than him. But
that is true. He does try.
He has told me too. Like,
but
why the fuck did you do 6? Because I did 5 last time. Well, fuck you. I did 5 last time too.
I'm doing 7, bitch.
No, but I think it's for the best. Like when you see your friends do that, then it pushes you to achieve more. Yeah. As long as you're not legitimately upset. And I hopefully I never came off to any of you like I was legitimately upset that you guys were pushing yourselves. Yeah, or in general, but also at the gym.
Well, I mean, I'm softy. It's this man you got to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
As far as like when he loses.
No, in terms of pushing me to do more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
like,
I don't.
Little bitch.
Sometimes I don't. I just start off heavy, and they're like, "Well, I don't want to do less, so I'm gonna keep going."
Started with leg day.
Like when it came to leg day, I think I was at 345 plates on each side.
Yeah.
And then I eventually added on 25s, and then you guys started doing heavier too.
Yeah.
I will say this though, doing deadlifts, those were super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Those are super fun. I was glad I was able to push myself.
We saw a lot of ass.
That's not what I was going to say at all.
That's true, but that's not
trying to put. As soon as I try to say something, I give a compliment. He goes and throws that like, nope. Wait a minute. I want to make sure that was not what I was going to say.
Don't hit that because it bounces all of our mics.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you stupid bitch.
Sorry.
No, what were you going to say, Jordan?
So I was going to say, I did hear stories. I don't think I saw Ty do too many deadlifts at the gym. I think I saw it like maybe twice. Mm-hmm. But I did hear from you guys that Ty can do some pretty intense deadlifts.
It took him a while, but
he
got
definitely
there.
made his gains. Yeah.
Props, my friend. Props.
Thank you. I just gotta go back so I can catch back up because I think my body fell off.
Because the lockdown?
Man, I can't do no deadlifts at home. Who am I deadlift? Like, what I'm a deadlift?
Grab your brother, man. Just
Yeah. Ooh, dude, seriously.
My God.
I started doing with the 5-gallon buckets at work. They're pretty heavy, dude. I just started carrying them. Instead of using the dolly to take them two places, I just started carrying them. Helps the shoulders.
Smart.
Making some deadlifts like that, man. You gotta get creative in this time.
Yeah.
That
Taking
is
it
true.
old school.
You know what?
Bitches.
Creativity, I feel like that's a good thing to piggyback off of as we close.
Oh, okay,
All right.
okay.
Now, it's definitely a great time to be creative. You know, for example, are you good?
I think Robin's happy that this is the one podcast we had some really good transitions.
Yeah.
Now fuck the whole
Right.
yeah,
He's just-
yeah. No, I was just glad.
Up in here.
I'm sad that you picked up on me, but I was just glad that we were bringing it to a close at a good time. I was like, okay,
Right.
all right. He figured it out. He knew when to close it. But then, of course, you asked me, and now we're
I'm
off.
sorry. It just caught my attention.
No, go ahead,
All
go
right,
ahead, go ahead.
But I'm just saying, right now is definitely a great time to exploit your talents. You know, being creative right now is great for those people that are on permanent or not permanent, but like official lockdown, not leaving the house at all and stuff. This is a good time to, you know, teach yourself more so about self-love, perfecting your talents, you know, take a moment out of your day to learn more about yourself and be a better you each and every step of the way. For example, I have a piano at home. I need to use that thing. I know how to play it. I know my majors and my minors and whatnot. But the last time I really touched my piano was back when I was taking my piano classes. Like, now is a good time for me to really perfect my piano skills and even use that as a way to go ahead and coincide it with my music love. You know, go ahead and singing and whatnot. And hell, it might be something different for each of you. I'm sure you guys have y'all talents. I know you like to act. You're into law. You're into film.
No, I don't have any talents. Don't worry about me.
Fuck. All right. Well, then for the rest of the audience, use this time right now. If you're that bored at home, take a moment to yourself to learn more about you and what it is you like, what it is you love, and what can you do once this quarantine is over to be a better you. You know, use that to, I don't know, maybe kickstart a business or something. You know. I don't know. There's so much time that you can do as far as
Maybe
yourself
make some
right now.
TikToks.
Maybe.
Make some videos.
You never know. You never know.
Become
What
a
y'all
TikTok
doing?
superstar.
Get it, Pastor Ty.
I don't like the fuck going on right now. What?
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
There's a lot of secrecy going on. I'm getting fuzzled.
Confuzzled?
I'm bun fuzzled.
I haven't heard that.
You've been fuzzled.
I'm confused right now. In that case, we just hit the 48-minute mark, and I don't want to go ahead and rambling, and then next thing you know, Rob go ahead and burns up the contract of my indentured servitude, well, his indentured servitude. So,
If I was allowed to do that, why would I be an indentured servant? Wouldn't I just burn it and...
you owe me!
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Master.
Well then.
Go ahead.
In that case, you guys, don't forget, we haven't really mentioned it lately. I don't know if they mentioned it in the last podcast that I wasn't in, but don't forget to follow us, give us shout outs, go ahead and recommend us to your friends. We need more audiences to listen to us so that we can be the amazing people that we are. All right.
Sorry, I quick little intro, or not intro, but quick little side note. I started working at another store over in El Cajon, not my original store, but a different store.
Yeah.
And not because of what Chris said on the other podcast, I did mention it to them, and so I had a couple other coworkers started listening to our podcast.
Oh, nice.
So little by little, they were like, "Oh, what? You have one?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
I thought I mentioned it, but I guess not.
Little bitch.
And I told them about it.
Nice. Nice.
I see you doing your part.
I do what I can, just talk, here and there.
All right. Chris, want to close officially?
Now you can close.
Nah, go for it, man. I think you're ready for it.
Oh no
Wow.
way!
Go for it.
Don't get me started because I'm going to end this on a sex note.
Go for it, man. As long as you do it
At
quick.
least he's
As long
honest.
as you do it quick.
I think this is the funniest thing I saw. I'm going to put the glasses on because this shit is serious.
I like how when he knows it's a serious thing, he puts his glasses on.
This is a
So-
old ass man.
It's like two different Chris's. Really.
I saw this meme the other day, and this is funny because it might happen. So it says, prediction, there will be a minor baby boom in 9 months. And then one day in 2033, we shall witness the rise of the quarantines.
Quarantine.
Why did you give it to him?
So, on that note, wear a condom and stay safe.
Or don't have sex.
If you're
That's
gonna
also an option.
If you're going to have sex, pull out. But have fun. Enjoy yourselves.
Not
You've
a
been
good-
served.
It's not a good method of
It's not the
contraception,
Not
guys.
the same.
Who are you?
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
It works.
I'm George.
Who are you?
Ty.
Who are you? I'm Batman. And I'm the Sun Man. All right. And this has been You've Been Served. All right. I hope you guys are holding up well in your quarantine. All right.
Cuddle buddies needed.
Stupid bitch.
I'm gonna eat your